everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Cup of Joe with Joe and Joe podcast. I'm your host, Joe, and with me, as always, is my wonderful co-host, Joe.
Shibuya Incident, baby. Let's just get right into this. It is moving quick.
I was anticipating an explosive start to the Shibuya Incident here, and I was not disappointed. Although it was a little bit different than what I was anticipating, I wasn't expecting MECHS in my JUJUTSU KAISEN.
I know, I was like, damn, I'm like, Ava's back? Holy shit.
We have a boy, and he's getting in the robot.
I was shocked with this episode, mostly because I had heard, like, first episode just goes hard, like, we're getting into it. First half of this episode, I'm like, where? I love it. Again, I'm not shitting on it or anything. I really, really enjoy the first half. I was just very confused.
Yeah. I did not expect the first half of this episode whatsoever. Three things I'm going to break this into. Intro, outro, the first half of the episode, and then the second half of the episode. So, intro and outro, what are your opinions on them? Because I have some.
I like it. The songs, I'm not really, like, they were fine. But this show continues to look great. And, I mean, obviously, the intro and outro look amazing. The actual show looks great. Like, I would honestly say it looks better and Hidden Inventory and Premature Death. Like, it looks different, but I really like the intro and outro. I think it really sets the tone for what this season's going to be about, even though I don't really know, because I know nothing about the manga or anything like that, but I think it was very fitting. Didn't, like, blow me away, like, oh, that was really fun, but I don't think it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I completely agree with you about the opening and the closing stuff. The music wasn't really doing anything for me. I was kind of just like, oh yeah, this is a song, and the other, this is kind of whatever. But the visuals, oh my god, like the intro, it might be some of my favorite opening visuals of all time. The whole motif of it just being red, like everything, it's just red, black, and white. That's pretty much it. The way the characters move in the intro is crazy. The closing images, I can't tell if those are animated or just actual photographs. Like, it's crazy. It looks really good. And I agree with you. We'll get into it with the rest of this episode. But this, even from Hidden Inventory Premature Death, looks different. Like, the way that they draw, like, the line art, there's something about it, especially when we get into the second half with all the mech bullshit going on. It looks so clean. Like, not saying the first 5 episodes were not clean, because they were their own unique style, where, like, the way the line art was drawn is a lot more, like, chaotic and energetic in its own way. But this, every frame that you could pause on, you would have like a crystal clear image of what was happening, and it looked really good. So I don't know if it's like a different director, or if they intentionally switched up the style, or if it's just the first episode of the Shibuya Incident. They're like, oh, really pump a whole lot of quality into this one. But for whatever reason, this episode looks fantastic.
Everything my eyeballs were seeing, phenomenal. I'm assuming we're going to get some more lore this season or this arc, and it's going to be nice probably to rewatch that intro and then pick up on things to be like, oh, that's what this was foreshadowing.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat. But so then the first half of this episode, we're introduced to a character that I was like, what the fuck is this? What is happening here? Yuko Ozawa. This person scared me when I first saw them. They were just lurking in the background, and they run up behind Nobara, and she's just like, oh, do you know Yuji Itadori? And Nobara's like, what the fuck? Who are you? And then you come to find out they were like old classmates, and she shows her the image on her phone, and it's like this, it's a completely different character. Like, I thought she was lying when she was showing this. I was like, what? Come on. No. This is it. Your hair is complete. No. What? No!
Dude, the first half's all about getting Itadori Yuji a girlfriend, and I'm like, I'm kind of loving this. I have a feeling it's gonna end up connecting to the main story somehow.
Oh, it has.
Part of me really just wants it to be like this wholesome thing that they decided to add in, like the writer of Jujutsu Kaisen decided to keep in. He's like, why don't we just, give Yuji a girlfriend, and like half of the show is gonna be about their relationship, and then the other half's gonna be about the Shibuya Incident.
It's like this complete world-shattering event going on over here, but then also every once in a while we just cut back and he's just asking her, like, hey, how's your day going? He's like, oh, it's okay,
Serious, I think I would love it.
I think I would have such tonal whiplash, I would probably yeet my monitor out of my window.
It's gonna be something depressing. Something's gonna happen to her, and Yuji's
Yeah.
gonna go like Ultra Instinct or some shit.
This is fucking Rico from Hidden
Oh,
Inventory.
100%.
Something bad is going to
100%.
happen. Yuji is going to go Super Saiyan, or Sukuna is going to take over because his emotions are going hog wild. It's too wholesome, Joe. And the intro of this arc is not that.
No, goodness no. Getting into it just with everything with this first half, I loved all that. I was very confused with the whole human earthworm stuff, but I guess I'm buying it. I loved it. I loved it all. I also love how that kind of develops a little bit with Yuji's character about like who he was before he got to Jujutsu High, because we don't really know anything about that besides just that he was living with his grandpa.
He's a good boy. He's like most shonen protagonists, except for like Denji. He's just another good guy. I enjoy though, like when we see in the flashback from Ozawa's perspective, she didn't like Yuji initially. She didn't really like anyone because I guess she just didn't think that she could be with anyone. But when she overhears Yuji talking about how he likes certain aspects of her that she never even considered were attractive or positive in any way, that's when she ends up having a crush on him. Not because like he looks sexy or is like super strong or anything. It's like, oh no, he saw something in me. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. I like that. And the whole interaction that Ozawa has with Nobara at the cafe, and then they call Fushiguro.
So wholesome. So cool. It's like girly besties. I was like, I love this.
It's so good. The entire interaction, I fucking loved it. When they call Fushiguro in, and he's just looking there, and then she says,
"Oh,
I
so
think,
that's how it is."
Yeah, so that's how it is. She literally says, so this is Ozawa, blah, 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 blah. The subtitles literally say blah, 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 blah. And immediately Fushiguro goes, oh, so it's like that. And she's like, and you, what the hell? And he sits down and he just starts like gossiping with the girls like he's one of them, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
The line about him drinking black coffee had me dead.
I knew you were gonna love that, Joe. Anything coffee related for you. That's your Achilles heel.
God. Dude, we didn't even talk about the Toto, fucking the Toto scene playing a ping pong. Holy shit, that was top-notch animation for no reason.
So much effort into things that seemingly have very little overarching meaning on the entire series. They must have been like, all right, everyone and their mother who was a fan of anime knows about Ping Pong the animation and how fucking crazy that shit goes. So this is our ping pong scene. All right, guys, we have to put everything we have into this. And so it's just Toto versus Mei. It goes so unreasonably hard. And of course, I fucking love the reveal where she's just like, you can't be with Itadori. And he's like, no, it is destiny. I believe it so. And the ball whizzes past his face just as she explains to him, you can't do it because you're the one who recommended them for promotion. And the ping pong ball is the wipe across his face that goes from his like confident look to just the absolute despair as he realizes what he's done. Great.
All he wants to do is hang out with his brother.
That's really it. I don't know if Itadori wants to at this point. He's broken out of the trance, but fuck, dude, I want to see Itadori and Toto fighting again. That was so cool.
Second part, I guess this is the beginning of the quote-unquote Shibuya Incident. It's kind of like a little whiplash. Like, they get right into it with Yuji, Nobara, and Fushiguro. Like, okay, this is your next mission. This is why I brought you here. And we find out there's a mole between the Jujutsu High sorcerers.
Yeah, we did know about that from the previous season because we get the little... It's really cool, the camera movement over the puddle, but the camera moves over it, and we get the reflection of the woman, but then we also see the flashback, for lack of a better term, in the season 1 when they're having the whole... It's the high school exchange event is what it's called. And then you see Gojo talking to her about, hey, there's probably a mole amongst one of the students. And she's like, ah, shit. And then, of course, our trio arrive after... Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Ozawa... So Itadori comes and sees Ozawa, and that's all cool and everything, and he recognizes her immediately, and Nobara and Fushiguro are very relieved by that because they're afraid that he wouldn't recognize her whatsoever. I mean, why would he? She looks like a completely different fucking person. Anyway, she just leaves. I don't know what happened between them. Like, Fushiguro even has a line, like, they should have exchanged numbers at the very least, and Nobara is like, I did with her, it's fine, we'll have plenty of girl time, we'll talk about it later. So I don't know what Itadori talked about with Ozawa, or if Ozawa even brought up that she wanted to, like, date him or something, if she had feeling. I have no idea. But she's gone now. She'll probably be back to die later at a certain point. Anyway, the trio finally arrived there with the Scar Lady woman. I don't remember what her name is. Hang on. I got it in here somewhere. I swear to God, I have it. Udahime. Her name is Udahime Iori.
Oh, that's... Okay, yeah. Oh, and she was from,
in the beginning,
Hidden Inventory.
Yeah, so she's there now, and she's like, okay, so we gotta deal with this mole. I didn't think we would get the mole reveal so early, but I guess they're just like, yeah, baby, this is Shibuya. There is no 0 to 60. There is only 0 or 60. So it's like, we're going. Mole's revealed, it's Mechamaru. And you're like, oh, that actually makes quite a bit of sense, because he's just isolated on his own. He can control puppets wherever he is, and they can be as small as a fly, or as we come to find out, as big as a fucking house. So that's cool, that makes sense. But there's a little twist in it, because Mechamaru, he's planning to do a little double cross, which he's feeding information to Gato and Mahito, but they both sides know they're trying to double cross the other. They have a pact. It's one of those things where you can't break it, otherwise you're gonna die or something bad's gonna happen to you. So it's like, okay, I fed information to you. Now Mahito uses his soul technique to fix my body. Okay, cool. And immediately they're just like, all right, now we fight, because I know you're trying to kill me and we know you're trying to stop us. That sort of thing. It's like, okay. And this fight, whew, the beginning, it's like nothing crazy. I'm not super invested in Mechamaru and like whether he lives or dies. But I gotta say, anything involving Mahito, it's pretty solid. And then, of course, we get the reveal of the giant mech. And it looks great!
It looks awesome. I really, when Mechamaru disappears and he's like, oh, he ran away, so sad. I was like, oh, okay, that's smart. Mechamaru's, just getting away. And then we see the reveal, and I was like, oh no, we're actually getting a fight. Thank God. And I love that at this point, I was like, wow, so... I'm like, okay, I get it why Mechamaru kind of quote-unquote betrayed them, because he wanted his body back. At the same time, I was like, oh, thank goodness he's not like a complete dick. He's trying to get in contact with Gojo to be like, yo, something's going down in Shibuya. I gotta let you know.
And it's even two-pronged there, because he has the line when he's in the mech, my only chance is Gojo. So part of it is like, yes, he wants to inform the other Jujutsu sorcerers that there's an incident gonna be happening here in Shibuya. But also, it's the fact that he's like, I want to live, and Gojo is my only shot at that, because no one else is strong enough to stop Gato and Mahito together. So, it's really cool seeing that he's not just a flat character. He's actually got some depth, some thought that is going on between those two ears. It's cool. I like that.
And his calculations of like, okay, do I have a chance to actually win this fight? I thought that was awesome. I loved seeing on his screens kind of like footage of like old fights from
Season
Mojito.
1.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, episode ends with... hang on, wait, I gotta say the full name because we see the full name in translation. Episode ends with the Ultimate Mechamaru, mode, absolute, and then quotations, Armored Puppet Ultimate Mechamaru Prototype 0, end quote. That is the entire name of the mech, and from here on out, we must legally refer to it as such. So, good luck remembering all of that, Joe. I hope you took notes.
Mom?
This will be on the exam.
No more tests, please!
But yeah, so episode ends with the Ultimate Mechamaru Mode Absolute Armored Puppet Ultimate Mechamaru Prototype 0. God, that's gonna get old really fast. Absolutely blasting the shit out of Mahito with a laser hand. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. There is no way Mahito's dying for this, and I have a strong feeling Mechamaru is gonna get absolutely fucked.
I don't know where this is gonna go. I would love to see a Gojo fight, just right off the bat, get him in there, but I got a feeling as well that Mechamaru is gonna get fucked up. I do not know the full name.
So yeah, it's a good start. I like it. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it just as much as we are. Again, this is just the first episode, but a pretty solid first episode, I gotta say, back. I'm very excited to see how this unfolds and evolves over the course of the next 18 weeks or something like that. We're getting just like straight 18 episodes unless something horrible happens.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're in it for the long haul, Joe.
I wasn't excited for this that much previous to seeing this season, but the more I see of this, I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm I'm pumped. So, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, the Shibuya Incident arc. It's finally here. Manga readers, it better be all it's cracked up to be. I swear to God. If it's not, I'ma find you.